Welcome back. Today we're talking about boundaries and more specifically, how to set them without drowning in guilt. Because that's the hard part, right? It's not that we don't know we should have boundaries, it's that every time we try to set one, we feel like terrible people. Now, I want to tell you about the first boundary I ever really set. I was 15 years old, 15, and I have never in my entire life on living on earth set a clear boundary with my friend. My childhood bestie is wonderful. I love her deeply, but she also has this way of making everything feel urgent. She calls me multiple times a day, sometimes about important things, but often just to chat. If I didn't answer, she leaves voicemails that sounds increasingly worried. Hey BFF, just checking in, call me back, it's important. Then an hour later, hey, I haven't heard from you, is everything okay? I'll be at a school meeting, at dinner with family, trying to have a moment to myself, and my phone will be blowing up. I'll feel this wave of anxiety like I was doing something wrong by not being available 24/7. One day, I was on a business dinner date, a really good one. Actually, first one I've been excited about in months, and my phone rang. My friend. I ignored it. It rang again. I ignored it again. Then came the text, need to talk to you ASAP about something. I excused myself from the table, hearts racing, called her back. You know what she wanted? To ask if I thought she should get highlights or go fully blind. I was furious, not at her really, at myself, for dropping everything, for ruining my business date, for living my life on a permanent standby. That night, I decided I needed to set a boundary, but I was terrified. I literally rehearsed what I was going to say for 3 days. Finally, I called her. I said, I love talking to you, but I need us to find a rhythm that works better for both of us. I can't answer the phone every time you call, and I need you to trust that if it's truly an emergency, I'll get back to you. Can we maybe set up a regular time to chat each week and text if something is actually urgent? The silence on the other end of that phone was defeating. Then she said, oh, I didn't recognize I was bothering you. And there was the guilt. It hit me like a truck. I immediately wanted to backtrack to say, no, you're not bothering me. Call me whenever you want, but I didn't. I sat with the discomfort and said, you're not bothering me. I just need more structure so I can be more present when we do talk. She was hurt, and I could hear it, and that hurt me. But you know what? She got over it. We established Sunday evening calls, and our relationship actually gotten better because I wasn't constantly resentful. So let's talk about how to do this and how to set boundaries without guilt. Eating you alive. Step 1. Understand the guilt that doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. This is the big one. We've been conditioned to believe that if we feel guilty, we must be doing something bad. But that's not true. Guilt is just an emotion because it's useful information. Like if you actually hurt someone, but often it's just old programming. If you grew up in a family where your needs didn't matter, where you were rewarded for being accommodating and punished for having limits, of course you're going to feel guilty when you set boundaries. Your nervous system thinks you're in danger, but you're not. You're just doing something new. Step 2. Get clear on your why. Before you set a boundary, you really need to get clear on why it matters. Not for them, but for you. For me, it was my family. My whys was I wanted to be more present in my life. I wanted to enjoy dates, trips, and dinners and meetings without constantly interruption. I want a relationship with my family that felt good, and not obligated. When the guilt shows up, and it will, you can remind yourself of your why. You're not being mean, you're not being selfish, you're taking care of yourself so you can show up better for the people you love in your life. Step 3. Start with the smallest boundary. You don't have to set every boundary at once. Start small. If you never said no to someone or anyone, don't start by cutting off your entire family. Start by not responding to a work email after 8 p.m. Start by saying, I can't take this weekend, but maybe next month. I started by not answering my phone every single time it rang. Revolutionary, I know, but for me, it was huge. Step 4. Communicate clearly and kindly. Here's a formula that helps me. I need, can't, want, because, reason, I, alternative, or reassurance. Like, for example, I can't take on extra projects right now because I'm at a capacity. Let's revisit this next quarter. Or, I won't be able to call during week hours, but I'll check in with you every evening. You don't have to over explain or justify, but a little contact helps people understand you're not just being difficult. Step 5. Hold the boundary even when it's hard. This is where most people fail. You set boundary, the person pushes back, and you crumble. My friend tested my boundaries a few times. She called outside of our scheduled time with a non-urgent things, and I had to lovingly, firmly not answer. Then I text, hey, can this wait until our Sunday call? If it's urgent, let me know. The first few times she would respond with something slightly passive aggressive. I guess I've just talked to you when you have the time for me. And I felt awful, but I held it. And eventually she adjusts. Step 6. Surround yourself with people who respect boundaries. Here's a hard truth. Some people won't respect your boundaries no matter how clearly you communicate them. Those people are showing you who they are. I had a friend who constantly asked me to do things for her, edit her resume, help her move, listen to her relationship problems for hours, and every time I tried to set a limit, she made me feel guilty. I thought we were friends. I'll do this for you. Eventually, I realized she didn't want a friend, she wanted a service provider who worked for free. I had to distance myself from that relationship, and that was painful, but it also made space for friendship where boundaries are respected and reciprocation exists. The harsh truth about guilt. Here's what I want you to know, that guilt will probably never fully go away. Even now, years into my boundaries setting journey, I still feel guilt when I say no, when I don't accommodate someone's request, when I prioritize my needs. But I've learned that I can feel guilty and still do the thing. The guilt doesn't have to stop me, because on the other side of the guilt is freedom, peace, energy, better relationships, a life that actually feels like mine. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to have your needs met. You deserve to protect your time and energy. And if someone makes you feel bad for having boundaries, that says a lot about them and nothing about you. So start small, be kind to yourself, and remember, boundaries aren't selfish, they're sacred. And thank you for being here, staying this long, while staying committed to your self love journey. Thank you for being here, and see you in the next episode. Till next time, bye.